This is a board game with spin wheel, part 8. It's going to be the last. It's a follow-up to the part 7, which I have opened on my computer. And the first thing we want to do is we want to go to frame 3 of the action code. Open it up. And at the very beginning here, put a stop. We need to stop so that the second time through, after answering a question, it'll stop here. That's the first thing we need. Now let's go to frame 4 of the action panel. And in here, we got to put some code now that allows the player to automatically move forward or back based on the results of the question, the answer given. So right here for player equals 1, put a couple enters in and type this code. Okay. And you can see it's when player 1 equals 1, that means it's actually player 1. Down here it's player 2. We follow the same format where we update the position, and now we're saying if, this is the new code here, if open bracket player position 1 equals 13, close bracket, there's the open curly bracket and close curly bracket, we're telling it to go to these coordinates. And these coordinates, if I look up here, we were on 10, we spinned, we told it to give it a count of 3, which would jump it to here. And if you went back in the earlier videos, you'll see how I moved player 1 on here to get these coordinates. That's the coordinate if the answer is correct. If you go down, back down to the code, here it says you can just copy this and paste it. And now we're talking about if it's directed to position 7, it'll have different coordinates, and the same thing up here when we did the 10, if we got the wrong answer, it would direct us back to position 7, and I found that the same way by clicking and dragging one of the players here and getting those coordinates. So now we need to put those coordinates in for player 2. So copy from here down to there, copy it, come down to here where it's saying is which player -1, which we know is indeed player 2. Click here, enter, and paste that what we just copied. This would have to be player position 2. This would have to be player 2. This would have to be player 2, player 2, player 2, player 2. That's good. And the last thing we need here, I think, is right here, is to put in a line, type, to tell the start button to become visible again, so we can run it again. Let's go back to the main timeline, and if I look at this frame right here, it's called add, and there's a frame here called win 2. When we did the previous tutorial, we removed that by mistake. So I want to take and get this wins 2 copied and get a wins 1. So here, insert blank keyframe. Come up here. What do we actually call this? I'm opening this one for a minute. I'm going to copy that. Select that frame. Open the properties panel. Paste it in. And call it P1 wins. It's okay. And I need to have, I want to just see what this is. It's been so long since I've done this. This one, click on it, drag it 1 to the right. This one, click on it, right click, copy that frame, click here, right click, paste that frame, and change this text, so I can unlock it. Change this text to say P1 wins. I don't think I need these here. So click here, drag it over, and right click, clear. Don't remove them, just clear these frames. Good. So now we have a P1 and a P2. Now we have to go inside the movie clip. So open the library, the movie clip for the question, 10. You'll need one of these for any question box you have. And if I look at this, I'm going to lock the layers, just going to unlock this, what I call the buttons layer. That is, if I look at it, that's the correct answer, and that will send us a HID 3. If I look at the action script on that layer, that'll send us a HID 3 spaces. That's what this does, adds 3 to the roll. So we got to create 3 more that are wrong. What I'm going to do is double click on this. See how I got those fuzzy looking drawings? Get the crosshair, right click, copy that. We're just copying that shape. Go back to the timeline here. Click right here, puts me back on this timeline. Off the stage here, paste in place. There's 1. Paste in place, there's 2. Just arrow that one down a little bit. Right click, paste in place, there's 3. And I'm going to take and highlight those 3 and bring them, oh, actually I'm actually going to bring this one down. This movie clip down to there. Line it up best you can. Now, this one, make sure it's highlighted. Make sure you got the fuzzy squares, so you might want to make it bigger. Double click on it, and that highlights the whole thing. Pick up your selection tool. Open the properties panel. Modify. Convert it to a symbol. Make sure button is selected, or movie clip is selected. And call this QU10, as in question 10, WRON, wrong 1 underscore MC. Copy that. Okay. Up to properties panel, paste it in. Close that there. Double click on this one. Modify, convert it to a symbol. Paste it in. Call it wrong 2. Copy that. Okay, paste it in. And double click on this one. Make sure all of it's highlighted, or whatever that fuzzy is. Modify, convert to symbol. Paste it in. Call this 3. Copy that. And give that an instance name. Lock all the layers, select the actions layer, open the actions panel. Now there's different ways of doing this. You can just copy from here to here, copy it, and then make some changes, or you can type the whole thing from scratch. So type. So if I look at this, this is the exact same format as what I'm just adding, except I'm calling this QU10 wrong 1 underscore button. Actually should be movie clip MC. And add event listener, that's all the same. And we're calling this QU10W1. Make sure this says QU10W1. You don't need this trace, only there if you're having problems. And in this case, we're going to go back 3 spaces, -3. See that? So I think that's the only changes. Then you can copy that, paste it in. Again, this is movie clip, because when I did it originally I made it with a button. Make sure this is a 2, make sure this is a 2, make sure this is a 2, and this part stays the same. Paste it in again. This time is for movie clip 3. And I think that will get us back to block 7. Okay, so now let's unlock this button thing here. This one we have done. If I look at it, we want to put some text in here. Now I'm inside this movie clip called 10, and I want to add some text to these. So lock that layer, select the buttons layer, insert a layer, call it text, T-E-X-T. Let's make this 50%. Pick up your text tool, make sure it's static text. That's not a good color. Let's go with blackish. And make sure we embed it. Okay, it's embedded it, that's good. And make a text box here and write in 8 divided divided by 4. EQUALS equals, and here this is the correct answer, so that would be 2. Click. I'm making a 4. I'm making a 6, and I'm making a 8. Use my selection tool. Grab 2, bring it over here. We know this is the correct answer. You can make this neat and tidy. The 4 is here, and the 6 is here. And you can make these fit the size of the question. 8. And I believe we have it done. Oh, no, we've got to go back to the main timeline for a minute. And this here box, I'm on this frame here where I first see this movie clip. I think I might have to change that. Let's just test this for a minute. Test movie test. Hopefully no errors. I don't feel like troubleshooting. Test it. Stop it. And I got a problem. There's a problem with, if I look at frame 3, I have all this information in here that shouldn't be from that movie clip we just worked on. So open the library, go into that stop 10. And the problem is, I have this stuff, put this on frame 1. So what I got to do is highlight that text frame, right click, clear frame. So now that's not there anymore. Go back to the main scene, and now when I jump here, go back to that main scene for a minute, and see this blocks here. I want this to be off the screen. So let's go back into the library. Make this small, 50%. Unlock this background layer, that one right here. And if it's here, it covers the screen, the stage. Here, I don't want it to be seen. So highlight it and drag it off. Go back to scene 1. And now it's over here. This is out of the way, so when we run our video, we won't see it. Let's test it out. I'm going through it once. Player 1, your turn. Start, stop. I get a 5, so player 1 moves 5 spaces. I check it. It says player 1 should be on 5, player 2, 0. Again, now it's player 2's turn. It stops on 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is one of those special spots that should send this back to 2. It sent it back to 2, so 1 is still on 5. 2 now is on 2. Now it's player's 1 turn. 5. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10. So this should be the question locked in there. And I'm going to give the right answer, and it jumps me to 13. I'm reasonably happy with that. Check it out and get back to me.